Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to an unplanned schedule change. You can do that on Salesforce. Fall's coming, and need to make a few adjustments because, in addition to the stream, everything else that's going on in life is, requires a few changes as well. Fall season means fall sports, and fall sports means games in the evening, which my kids are both a part of. So we're just gonna need to make a few adjustments. So I've got some updates coming to the YCDTOSF website. I think Wednesdays are gonna start to go a little bit later. So from 8 to 10, we'll make that move. I'm still not sure about Tuesday and Thursdays. We might adjust those back as well, or maybe forward. To be honest, I'm not too bummed out because I think we can maybe have some different. We'll see who shows up at these times, and we'll just keep doing what we're doing. We'll keep the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday schedule going with different stuff on each day, different projects on each day, and we'll take it from there. So let's get going here. What I need to do is double check the internet bandwidth, make sure we're cool there, and I need to find my console for this stuff. So before we get cranking here, let's just do a quick housekeeping check. Make sure all systems are operational. It looks like the answer is yes. And then I just need to find my stream, and here we are. And here we go. And now I can chat with all you wonderful people out in internet land. All right, what's going on? We're building, it's Wednesday. It's rock, paper, scissors night. It's my favorite project. It's definitely my favorite. Let's see, what did the README tell us last week? We talked at the end of the show about creating a rock, paper, scissors user permission set. I think that makes sense so that we can start checking out the permissions between different users and make sure they can't snoop on each other's plays. A Lightning Web Controller for RPS Arena. Yeah, I think we need some kind of view to see what games are being played where. Tournament play. I'm very curious about trying to wrap some brain power around this one because I think it's going to be challenging, and I think it's going to be fun to try to figure out like how do you build the road to the Final Four RPS edition on Salesforce. I think there'll be some interesting recursion and some other good stuff like that. And then the new game flow, so it's not always user initiated. So I think the whole point of that is so if we get into a tournament play situation, we can call our new game flow, and the robots can summon the tournament, and would probably make a call into that same flow, but just in a more automated fashion. So that looks like a pretty good list for a Wednesday night. We're gonna go 8 to 10 tonight, evening edition. This is the latest that I've run a stream, and I hope that I'm not too old of a person and can stay awake during the whole thing. Since we're in night mode, insert obligatory glowy colors in the background, and hopefully I don't lull you all to sleep. Let's get rolling here. One last quick tech check. The stream is also alive on the YouTubes, so that's cool too. Still looking for that LinkedIn subscription count so we can do some streaming over there too, but 2 ain't bad. All right, let's get our org open. Here we go. Let's see, where shall we start? I want to add the user permission set so we can start testing with a couple different users here. The only downside of creating a new permission set is we'll have a second one that we need to maintain. But I think it's time. I've got user 1 and user 2. I think we need to make a third user so that we have two people who are not system administrators battling each other, and we get an apples to apples view of that. So I wonder if my terminal is still... Nope. Well, let's see what we got here. I feel like, don't I have a script now that will generate users for me? Let me see. So cool, Apex. Boy, feel like I wrote that somewhere else. Where was I doing work that generated users? Maybe not this computer. That's okay. Let's create ourselves a new user. User 3. Sure. Uh-oh. There are no available user licenses for the user profile standard user. Oh, do I have a situation? I do have a situation. I can only create 2 of them. Well, let's try to do a platform user then. This is all custom objects anyway, so I have to dig deep into my brain to remember how do we create a user with a certain profile. We can create a definition file and throw some stuff in there. I need a sample definition file, if you don't mind, Salesforce. Here we go. Profile name, excuse me. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to make a new folder called CLI. Within that, I'm going to make another folder called create user. And then inside of that, let's add a new file. What are those called? I can call it whatever I want, right? It just has to be JSON file, I think. So let's rename this. We'll call this create_user.json. And let's make one more. Create_user.sh. Okay. Steal this. And we'll put that in here. And the profile name is going to be what? Salesforce, nope. Let's look at another user because I can't remember what that's called now. I'm not actually going to log in with this user. I'll just log in as this user. And then we can bounce between user 2 and user 3. Profile. Do we have a profile that uses the platform user? I guess that's the question, right? Let's see. We don't have a profile for platform. So let's make one. Going a little bit down a rabbit hole here. Didn't think we were going to have to do all these steps. Oh, I don't want to clone. No, darn it. I don't want to clone a profile. I have to clone a profile? Am I missing something here? I feel like I'm feel like I'm doing something stupid. Sales standard. Oh wait, standard platform user. Is that a? Oh, there's more pages. Yeah, standard platform user. That looks great. Let's use that. Okay. Oh, and look, that's already in there because of the sample. Alrighty, we're doing good. Paying attention. What are required fields in this thing? Anything? Perm sets are not required. Generate password. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And profile name, standard platform user. I'm in New York, so we'll call this New York just because. And then we need a unique name for this, right? So let's call this YCDTOSF.RPS.user3. Actually, we can do this. RPS.user3 at YCD.com. All right. And user3? U3, yeah. Let's make this... We'll make this a legit email, even though I don't think we need it. Us plus stuff. Calling alias U3. I think we're good with that. Save that. And then let's make a little shell script that calls this for us so I don't have to remember how to do this. U3, and then what's the definition file reference? Okay. That'll be dot create underscore user. Good enough. And then I think I have to grant that access, right, to do, where am I? CD scripts, CD CLI, CD create user, chmod u plus x. I don't do this a whole lot. I think I got that right. And then I should be able to just call this. Right. Try it again. Create user. Go. What? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Yeah. F. SFDX. That would help. And go. Got to update my CLI. Created user. Cool. Let's go see if we have a user. And we do. I'm just going to edit the name to make it look the same. U3 role. Okay. Oh, wait. No, let's not do that. Come on, go back. I just want to change the... We don't have any roles assigned. That's fine. Just want to fix the name. There we go. Good. Created the other user with a goofy name and got a goofy email, but that's okay. Trying to get smart, make some scripts so we don't have to repeat ourselves all the time. Got 3 users. Now let's go to our permission set. And we've got RPS admin here, which opens up access to a lot. Let's see. Moves, outcomes, player moves, players. I think that's it. Price book entries, no, we don't care about that. I'm going to clone this. I call this RPS user. And then we're going to scale it back. Hopefully, again, we don't have too many. The only downside now is if we have new fields and things like that, we've got 2 permission sets to manage, but that's just how it goes. All right, the objects, if I'm a user, So I'm no longer an admin. I certainly don't want to be able to modify all the games. I don't want to be able to delete a game. Let's see. We should also open up the sharing rules. So let's duplicate this and take a look at those. Sharing settings. How did we set these? Games are private by default. So does that make sense? If I'm a user, I need to be able to see the games that I'm a part of. And the only way to do that is if I own it, if it's private, is if I own it, or if I'm shared, it's shared to me. So we got to do. We can start by saying, hey, let's give this view all access. I don't think we're not going to edit it. We're certainly not going to edit it in user context, but I'll allow view all. We may come back and say, don't do view all here. Instead, let's create a sharing rule on game. That's probably the most flexible way to do this because, I don't know, if this was this was a package someday, you'd install it into an org and then you'd have to make some decisions about who sees what. I'm going to turn the desk up a little bit. There we go. But let's keep it like this. We'll go with view all for the moment. And the status is going to get changed, but that's going to get changed by a flow that is running in that's running in system context. So we don't need to grant access to that. Okay, I think we're good with game for a user. Now let's go to I'm going to go back to the object settings. It's a little easier to see. So we did game, read and view all, players, thinking about this a little bit, players also going to get created by a system user. Right now the player is a lookup, I believe. Yeah. So I guess one question, is should the player be... Oops. Oh, darn it. Go back. And duplicate again. Should the player be a master detail? There's no point in having a player if you don't have a game. Yeah, it's a lookup right now. I have a lookup to the move, but I don't think we're using that. I think we have to clean that out because we're handling that in player move, unless I'm going to have to revisit some flow to double check our requirements here. I haven't done a great job documenting, as you can probably tell. I'm thinking about this because if I change this from a lookup to a master detail, we no longer are managing permissions on the player. They're just going to be given based on the, or I should say the sharing is going to be based on the game. And I think that makes sense. As a player, I need to be able to see who I'm competing with. I don't think there's ever a case where we wouldn't want that. So let's see if we change this to a master detail, what kind of trouble we get in. Okay. Now my sharing settings should indicate that player is controlled by parent, right? So I need to be able to view, as a player, I need to view my other player. So I'm going to set that to view all also for now, same as we did with the game. And we're not going to be able to edit, not that it matters, but I'm going to uncheck these. We're not going to be able to edit the any of the fields as a user. And then we're going to go back. So we have our player, we have our game, we have our player, we have our, so outcomes, we need to make that view all. You, as a user, you need to be able to see what you can play, but we're also not going to be we're not going to be changing. We're not going to be changing those. End users aren't going to be creating their own outcomes. Likewise, moves. I think we need view all there because that's the inventory of moves that can be played. We're not going to allow those to be editable either. And what else do we have? Player move, right? Is that the last thing? Player move, yeah. So we are, where did we end up? We ended up with a very clever situation for this last week, and I am now completely forgetting what we did there. So, let's take a look at our flow. That's gonna tell us what we're up to here. Oops. So let's take a look at a few things here. New RPS game. I think I should be able to create games, right? As a user, I want to go pick a fight with one of my friends. I should be able to come in and say start a new RPS game, and we want to probably right. This is where we got silly, right? So just to confirm, this runs in user context or system context, so it doesn't really matter. We can leave our permissions pretty limited for, at least as far as viewing, limited to view for the end user, because they'll use this UI to request a new game. And when we step through this, we create the game, create both players, and we create the player moves. Player moves have a lookup to move, and they have a lookup to the player, and a player move object, if I remember right, is a lookup to a player record. When we create a player move, we don't define an owner. I wish I can't believe a week has gone by and it feels like it's been so long since we worked through this. So it was really clever. I should watch last week's stream, I guess, watch the recording again, because the plan was we just need a mechanism to let the. Actually, hold on a second. Do we have? We built RPS Arena. That's right. Yeah, we built all the list views. Kind of cheesy, but we need. Let's take a look at one of these list views. So these are the player. So when you're a player, my calls to battle, select. Oops. Let's look at the filter on this. Where I'm the current user and my status equals pending. So this says, hey, go do your thing. And then if we come back, we were working on a flow, I think, that let us play a move. Did we do that? Maybe we didn't get to that point. Create a case, new game, player move after, right? So we still need a way to play a move on a player record from the arena. Yeah. All right, we're getting back into it. It's all coming back. It's been a week, and all right, so we're going. I think we could. I just realized we have this flow that does a new RPS game, and within that we're actually, we're doing a move. So as a player, I'm going to make a player move because we don't create the player move records yet, and we don't want to. That was the whole discussion. Do we make player moves? Because they're kind of disposable after the fact, because we have a field on the player move, which if we go look at the other flow that does after a player move record is created, we get into this thing. We update based on the conditions. If we, let's look at one of these. We set the move on the player record, which is what exposes it to each of our users. But move is read-only on the player record. So it's therefore not visible to my opponent until this runs. And this is running again in system context, so we don't have to, it's a record triggered flow, so it's running in system context. So we don't have to, we won't have to worry about who sees what. But in this new RPS game, feels like screen 3 through and 4, perhaps we want to duplicate and make a screen flow and an action on the player record that says, do battle. We could do that, or we could. I think we can start with that, and then I think having some interesting UI in the arena might be another way to to lay this out for users. But for the short term, what this is basically doing is this step creates a player move record, and then says something cheeky to the other player. So let's see if we can. Do I want to copy this? Like, suppose I could just make a copy of this and pare it down to the stuff, just to the stuff that we need. So let's make a new flow, and we'll say play, make a move. Make a move. Okay. We don't need, I don't think, anything above this, which does mean we're going to get rid of a whole lot of stuff, but yeah, we got to backtrack here a little bit. Probably this would have just been easier to, might end up having been easier to do this just build this myself, but yeah, we're gonna get stuck along the way. That's okay. So what is this? What's the dependency here? Create player move. Yep. We're going to pass a player in from a record. So I think we need a record ID resource here. Can I just pass the record? Let's do it this way. Okay. And variable record data, available for import. Input, yes. Cool. And we'll use that here. And then maybe we can get rid of this. DT4. This is using DT4? That's weird. Wait, what? Edit, please. All right, this seems really confused right now. I guess I'll save this and reopen it. Okay. Come on. Okay, what's going on here? Nobody's using DT4. We're gonna get rid of you over here. Done. And delete. Okay, that was neat. I think I just lost something important, but oh well. What do we got here? RPS Arena awaits you. What is your move? First player, first last. This is a picker for the move that we're going to make, which is everything we need to know. We're going to create a player move record based on what we picked and the record that we pass in. That's done. And then whatever clever stuff we had over here, I'm going to go steal it from new RPS game. Yep. Copy that back over to this, make a move. Put another display text out here. Call it DT4 again and hope the tool system doesn't break. And I think we're going to need to figure out our opponent name again, right? No, it's on our record. Yeah. That's on record, right? Opponent. User. First name. Or name. Let's use name. Where are you? Now, in this case, we don't actually. This is well, no, because we would have a. We may need to have some logic here to see if to determine the winner. Not to determine the winner, but to determine what to show here at the end of this. Because if I'm the first player, I'm going to be like, all right, I'll summon your opponent. But if I'm the second player, there's no opponent to summon, so this isn't really true. But good enough for now. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, we'll go with that. Let's activate this flow, and then we want to create an action on the player record to be able to do a move. So I'm going to activate this. Not really tested, but that's okay. We're going to test it pretty quick here. Anyway, so player moves. We do need to update this on the profile. We don't need to see again, we don't really need to, we just need to be able to see. I don't need to see anything on this. The system's handling everything in this case. I think we're just going to expose the action on the player record. And I think that's it. So let's make a new action. Flow. Make a move. Make a move. Save. Okay. Now where does that where does it show up? Can I get it in? Close out a couple of these. I would love to have it here in the list view as an action. Can I do that? Let's find out. It really would be here. This is the one that I would want to. Well, let's go back a second. I want it there. Or here, right? So let's go back to player. We have to place this action. list view button layout. Oh. Right, we already have one of those. So why can't I pick it? This isn't where I want it, though. This is the, those are the buttons displayed in the list view. I want it in the drop down next to a record. Is that a compact layout? Missing something here. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I want to, let's see, Salesforce object action add to list view dropdown. Can we add action on list view in Lightning? Add actions to list view. I don't know if that's what I'm actually looking for. Yeah, I don't want it there. I want it in the pick list. Custom action on records in the related dropdown. Yeah, there. You cannot add custom, however, you can use a custom button on the related list. Quick actions on thanks. Yeah. It's not what I want. Not what. I was hoping for maybe dynamic action, but that's not going to get me there either. I could click into the record and have the action on the detail. That's okay. That will do the job for now. But I think we're going to end up with something that looks a little more sophisticated, right in the arena. Build some UX within LWC. So I can literally just, player, boom, 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 rock, paper, scissor, click, make a call, do a thing, words, sequence. Whew, maybe these late. I gotta get used to these later slots. I'm sleepy because I'm old. I'm an old sleepy person. Like, I'm yawning again. Oh, come on, people. Whew. Okay. Shake it off. Shake it off. Is it worth actually building? It might not be worth building that flow. Well, you know what? No, let's build the flow because we can kind of slow play this because we still want to test our permissions and make sure that this whole thing actually works right. So let's go back to the player. Let's go to the page layout. let's get the button that we just added onto the layout. Make a move. Oops, get out there. Okay, now we've got that. And then I think our permission set is, I think, good. Oh, we need one other thing. We want to be able to create a, we want to be able to create a game. Any player to create a game. Let's, you know what else we need? We need RPS Arena to be accessible to this user. And then we'll just drop that new flow. Okay, it is already. And then we'll drop that flow out onto the flow access. We need some of that. We're going to allow this to, wait, what? That's interesting. I feel like there should be a list here. Okay, we're hopefully we're going to be okay there. Let's go back to RPS Arena, and I'm going to add come on now. There we go. Let's edit this, and we'll drop a we'll drop our new game component on here. I think this whole page will, or app will probably become its own custom experience, because the flows are doing a great job, but eventually I think it would just be really streamlined to come in, and we could see stuff really quick. We could make some, you know, just have a little bit of fun with the UI as well. Okay, we've got some players out there. So let's assign this to our other two folks. Now I think user 2 right now has the admin profile or permission set. So we should take that away. Yes, let's get rid of okay. Remove that. So now only U1 has that permission set. Hypothetically, I should be able to log in as user 2, start a battle with user 3. Oops, there it was. U2. Log in. We're at the arena. Can't see the flow. Log out. Oh dear. We're going to play that game, huh? Okay. Lose all of our context. So if I can't see the flow, we need to look at the permissions. It was strange that we didn't. And, oh, hold on. Is that user a flow user? No. This could be the first problem. Let's do that on U3 also. Okay. Take two. Welcome to rock, paper, scissors, U2. Record is not creatable. Okay, so we do need... that's interesting that the lookup does cut through even with it running in system content. Oh, but we're gonna do this every time, huh? Probably should just keep one of these open as that other user. That's okay. All right, so our flow, our new game flow, excuse me, over here. So the player user, we cannot create, we don't even granted create access to that. I don't really want to either. That's the thing. Because there's no reason for a user to arbitrarily create a player. It should only be created on a game. Unfortunately, I think the component here cuts through the security model. And we would need to create access to that particular, to that object. We can do that. Long term, that's not what we want. We want this to run, fully without sharing. The alternative would be instead of using the lookup component, we build like a search or something like that, and then I think we would not be able to use this component to accomplish what we're looking for, unfortunately. We could also do, an easy answer would be throw everybody into a pick list and then just pick a user option from there. That's not, that doesn't work in a giant org, but we could start. We could start there. So I'm going to mod this partly because I'm curious if what I'm thinking is legit. So let's throw this out here. We'll call this choose ... choose component 2. We're going to make this a new choice. We're going to make this a record choice set. This is a user choices. We're going to query out users. One thing we can do now is let's exclude the current user that's running this thing, so they can't pick themselves. We had a whole set of conditions that we tested around that. Now we don't have to. We'll sort by name and max number for now. We're not in a giant org, so this will be okay. The label is going to be the name, and the value is going to be the ID. And I think that's all we need. Okay. I'll call that done. And if I want to get rid of the lookup, I suppose I could just hide it, right, for the... What logic should we use to show or hide this thing? When the flow current date is null, it will never be null, I don't think, so it should hopefully just hide. And we can actually don't save that yet. We need to create player 1 is the incoming player, and player 2 is the one we just chose. So we'll pick choose opponent 2 dot. Oh wait, it's just choose opponent 2. That's our selection. Okay. We have a few users to not include in this list, but it does exclude who I am. So I should be able to come in and pick someone else and then begin the battle. And I suppose I should test that all the way through, and we'll clear out our data. Okay, my move is rock. Your opponent, blop, blop. We need to save the name of the user that we picked, so we can populate that. Okay. Where was that? Screen 4? Let's back up. We'll go to our user choices, and when we choose one, we'll put the name into a variable called selected user name. Okay. And then we can pop that in here. Darn it. I love when it... Oh, come on now. Cancel. Selected username. Boop. Done. Save. Debug it again. Run. Choose. Battle. Rock. Go. U2. Okay. That seems to be working. Let's get rid of that. I want to clear out the data that we have in here. Let's delete select ID from game. So that'll clear out all of our games, and then let's delete select ID from player move just to make sure we don't have any of those laying around. And I think we just need to run both of those. Okay, so we should be fresh. There should be no players anymore either, because there's nothing to pick. So close a couple of these out, and I'm going to log in as U2 again. Oh, darn it. There we go. Log in. Okay, a little better so far. I'm going to pick user 3. I'm going to begin the battle. Your arena awaits you. What is your move, U2? It is rock. On guard. U2 plays rock. U3 has been summoned to answer the call to battle. Stay tuned. Log out as U2. Now what I won't see, I don't think, is the call to battle. Because the owner of that is... well, wait. I have view all. I have view all on those. So let's log out here. Come back. Now U3. Log in here. Drum roll. Aha, my call to battle. Okay, my opponent is U2. This is the war I'm waging. I am making a move. What is your move, U3? Now let's hold on. Before we do that, let's go look at the game. Status is still pending. Let's go look at the related records. The player has played. I am pending. Ah, the game. U2 has played. I don't know the move. I can't see it. I can't edit it. I can't really do anything with it. There's no related list to display. I don't know that a player move exists right now as this user. Honestly, if the other user came in, I could look at my own record, right? Let's go back over here. I haven't created a player move yet. That's what that button's about to do. But here's me as U3. Still pending. Don't know my move. No related list to display. I want to make a move. I don't know why these just suddenly showed up. We'll have to, we wouldn't want those. But let's make a move. My move is scissors. I want to lose. I know my opponent here. That's good. I'm going to play scissors. On guard. Now this is dumb, right? This should have said, I think if a victory scenario or an outcome scenario occurs, then we would say, victory or the battle begins or something, something corny, or defeat or whatever. So either way, we're done here. That should have set things in motion on the game. Still thinks it's pending, which should be a lie. Let's refresh. No, still thinks it's pending. Okay. Doesn't see that it played here. I'm going to sneeze. Woo! Okay. It doesn't. I sneezed so hard I grabbed my glasses so they wouldn't fall off, and I got a big fingerprint on them. Hey, there we go. That should have done stuff. That should have fired the player move creation. So I'm going to log out and see what we've got. What do we got laying around here now? Because that magic should have happened there. Okay. I'm the admin. Let's go look at RPS Arena. Let's go check out the game that was just played. Here's the game. The U2 player played. They made a player move. Their move was rock. Now let's go back to the game. This player did we not actually insert the... Is make a move not doing what we need to make a move to do? Let's see. Oh. There's a move floating around out there that is not... I bet we've got a player move that is orphaned because we didn't set the player on it correctly. Does that make sense? So from an action... Is that... Let's see. Flow... Let's see. Salesforce object action flow pass record. Can you pass the whole record? Using an action, yeah. Using an action is to pass the entire record into a flow. Oh, I named it wrong. Or, yeah, I named it right. It has to be record, not record ID. Okay. Can I do that? Gonna be cool with that? I think now we get, is that right? Who's the smarter guy than me? Mr. Salesforce time. Thank you. Just create text. Boop, 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 boop. Passing entire record. Flow actions let you pass the record ID into the flow, but that's it. Even though it's documented, the actions can only pass the record ID. There is a way to pass the entire record. Create a record variable called record ID. Mark it as available for input. Don't forget to select the object. When it is a record variable and not just a text variable, the action automatically passes the entire record to the variable. If you don't know the difference between a text variable and a record variable, you can read this post. Okay. I do know the difference between those. I know that. I just didn't know this neat little trick. I knew it was a trick, but I didn't know how you named it. So I think we should be good here. The other thing I'm curious about is this, how smart is this when it comes to traversal, right? I'm passing in this record ID thing. That should be the object, but is it going to say like, oh yeah, we know opponent's user's name? Let's find out. Let's activate this. Or apparently save it because I touched something wrong. Activate it. I'm going to kill all the data again. Actually, before I do that, I want to confirm that my suspicion is correct. And let's just take a look. See what player move records we have in here. We want to, so we didn't actually set a player in that case, right? So let's run this. Yep. Bingo. It created the record. Shouldn't associate it with the player. So I think our downstream flow, which triggers when these records are created, didn't do nothing. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So let's rerun this. We'll get rid of everything. Beep, bop, bop, boop, 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 boop. If you need anybody for sound effects, give me a call. These should be gone now. Gone. Cool. And do over, right? Did we activate what needed to be activated? Yes, we did. So now I got like 100 different flow pages here. Thanks, Salesforce time. You helped us out. Okay. There should be no games. There should be no games. There are no games. U2. Here we go. U2 is going to initiate, and then U3 is going to finish. And if this works, I'm going to go get a drink. Come back and see where we go from here. I think we've proven that the security is tight enough. We're restricting access pretty tight. We are relying on system context flows when it matters, when we need those isolated moments to create records, which I think is perfectly valid way to use flows. That's the only window into the action itself, and it mediates the whole interaction. I'm still going to play rock as U2. I just realized when I say that, I could also be referencing a prominent band from the 80s and 90s. Never mind. I just logged out. I didn't want to do that. Oh, these logouts are going to be the death of me. Okay. Now we want to be U3. Logging in to the arena. There we are, game 8. So thinking about this for the future, if we had a UI in front of this, I would still have the LWC would have access to the records that it needs, because I do need access to this player record to be visible to me. Player records are view all right now. A future enhancement to this could be to let's say private games, right? Share with players. I think if we just share if we shared to the players, we would need to do that so that they could see the records. Doesn't do anything to the player moves. They can still see the moves. They can still see the outcomes. To be honest, I don't think they need access to outcomes as an end user. The only time those get referenced are when it processes. Truly is like system configuration kind of stuff. So I don't think we need that. But this might be useful. Maybe this is is there like a, might beg the question, is there like a RPS like settings panel, right? Or maybe you can, choose sharing or choose visibility at game level on the game. So an end user doesn't have to do the sharing themselves. You could say everybody can see this, or only the players can see it, or something like that. So more stuff we can do. Anyway, here I am as user 3. Let's go look at the battle, the game that I'm in. Again, let's check, see where we're at. I don't know. Oh, wait, go up to the game. I see it's pending. I see U2 played. I don't know what. I cannot find out what. I cannot see the move here because it hasn't been populated. It won't be populated until the automation runs, the flow after create. And I don't see any related player moves because I don't have access to them, because those are completely locked down, to be honest. I don't think we need to grant access to player moves either, as I'm thinking about this. The users don't need to know anything about that. It might be useful from a system perspective for us to see who played what when, or maybe that's useful to to end users too. And we could open up the player move records at the end of the competition in kind of a read-only mode. That might be useful from like a reporting perspective, right? So if I played 1,000 games, it might be fun to see I can see who I won and lost to based on the players. I suppose I can see what I won and lost to because of their move that is now available on the player record. So maybe I don't care about the player move. It then begs the question, should player move records even really exist for very long? We'll see. I think long term, that's a question that's up in the air. So I dropped this, playing with something on my desk. Okay, where are we? We are playing this game. We are making a move. We are playing scissors so that we can lose. Scissors. U3 plays scissors on guard. All right, U3 plays scissors. Looks like we can't traverse. It might necessitate that we query out the opponent if we need to. Actually, it's probably good. It would be good to have that here. Did stuff happen? No, that game is still pending. Did our player move get... Oh, darn it. We can't do that because Rin was the wrong user. We still don't see our player has played. I think we are still not getting what we need to have happen on that record. Do a full refresh of the record here, and we are still pending. Okay, let's log out. Let's take one more look at the... let's log in one more time. Let's run that query again and see if the same thing happened. No, we got a player this time. Okay, so something didn't run right. I wonder if it is, let's see, player move after created. My only curiosity is context in this auto-launched flow. I thought auto-launched flows always ran in system context. Hey, Salesforce. Flow auto-launched. Which context do flows run in? I also, to be fair, expected to be able to go in and set that setting on the auto-launched flow. So let's see. Flows running user or system context. For a flow running in user context, permission sets, beep it bop it a boop from the system. The action that flow runs impacts the following elements. Record trigger, system context without sharing. That's what we're running, right? Record triggered flow. Record triggered flow. So system context without sharing means I should see the whole shebang. So why didn't anything fire? Is there a problem in our flow? Let's see. The record was created by our user. There's no criteria aside to only check it when it's... what would probably be helpful is a debug log on U3 when they perform this action so that we could see what's happening under the hood. But it should be running, and I'm not missing anything, right? There's nothing here that says... There's nothing that lets me say, hey, run this as... run this in system context. It should just be happening. So I think we're going to need to run a test. Before we do that, I'm going to go grab a drink and come back, and we'll hang out and try to figure this out. Be right back. And we're back. Now, why doesn't this work? Hello, my name is me. Welcome to the stream. I like your username. I should read it properly. Hello underscore my underscore name underscore is underscore me underscore. It's kind of a Salesforce-y name, like a custom field, if you didn't take the spaces out. Did you try to add underscore underscore to the end of it? And did... I am the only channel with the tag programming. What? That's crazy. Or maybe a great honor. I'm literally the only Twitch programmer. I feel like that deserves a t-shirt or something. What kind of programming do you do? Hello, my name is me. Oh, you're live too right now? Oh, the only one that's live. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you stumbled upon the show. Not much. Do you know Salesforce? We're doing Salesforce programming. I wish I could put... I bet you... I'll tell you about it. Yeah, cool. Salesforce is... How to explain? Wow, Salesforce is such a. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's what I do for a living, so I guess it's probably pretty. I just assume everybody knows what it is, but it's totally okay that I forget. When you get totally sucked into something, and you just assume, well, of course the whole world knows what this thing is, but it's because I'm the guy that's trapped in it all the time. Anyway, it's a platform for building business applications, and it's pretty customizable, and that's what we're looking at some customization functionality called Flow right now, which is sort of like a visual programming language, kind of like workflow process diagram kind of stuff. So, we lay out some steps, and then each of those steps interact with data in the system. Like some of them will show a screen to a user, some of them will insert records or update records or what have you, and they can do all kinds of processing. New call outs to other systems or integration endpoints, stuff like that. They've got there's decision logic built into them that says, hey, if this, go here, if not, do that. It's pretty sophisticated. What would be the link so I could try it out? What a great question. So let's see. If you go to, easiest way to get started is, I think you can still do this. If you go to developer.salesforce.com, and if you click that Get Started button, whoops, that was weird. You can, well, they changed it all around. I think it's try for free now. Yep. So you can get your own Salesforce org, as they call them. And you sign up here, give it your info, and probably in a minute or two, it'll kick out an org for you. The dev orgs are free. Yeah, you can create as many of them as you want, and there's no limit. If you want to, most of our customers, customers that buy, nope, not a free trial, like a free org. It's limited in what it can do. Like I think you can only store so many records or create so many users and stuff like that. But from a developer's perspective, if you want to get in and play with something, it's a great way to it's a great place to start. I've been around I've been around Salesforce for like 15 years, and I probably have hundreds of dev orgs doing different things, and they are kind of throwaway, and after a while, if you're not using them anymore, Salesforce will get rid of it on you. But it's a great way to dig in and check stuff out. And we do use a paid version. So I work when I'm not talking about Salesforce at night. I run a Salesforce consultancy called Red Argyle, and that's what we do. We basically implement and customize Salesforce for other customers. It's it's a pretty popular application in like the medium to large enterprise size customer space, and we build all kinds of weird stuff on the platform, and I think that's a testament to just how capable it is to tie together a whole bunch of business processes and then let people from all around an organization see the same data. You can build some pretty interesting user experience around it. You can build some automations and schedule jobs and have it shove data where it needs to go. It's pretty cool. Now the stream doesn't do any of that. My stream, I basically try to build stuff that you probably wouldn't build on the Salesforce platform, because we're working on rock paper scissors right now. And why? Because why not? And it's not likely that there's going to be a enterprise edition of rock paper scissors that some company is going to buy and install in their Salesforce org. But I just think it's a cool way to explore the platform, build some stuff that you may not see every day, but is relatable, right? Everybody knows how to play rock paper scissors, so it's almost like a great set of requirements to crack open an org and figure out how to build. And that's basically what we're doing tonight. Is we started it, and play around a little bit, and it's super it's pretty cool. I'm biased because you know, Salesforce pays my bills, right? By doing work on it, but I really dig the platform. Yeah, cool, man. Hang out, listen in, and you know, if you got questions, I'm happy to. I'll talk all night long about this stuff. But we'll get back into the build. Right now we're trying to debug something, so hopefully it's not too boring. But I'm definitely in one of these head scratching moments of like, why didn't that work the way we thought it was gonna? So we'll see if we can figure it out. All right, that's where we were. We were trying to get this thing. We need to debug on in here to find out why created our record. And let's take a look at this record itself. We played scissors, which should have, let's see, U3 created the record, and the player, okay, well, hold on, no, it was user 2, which is, ooh, I think, yep, there's the, you are follower number 20, indeed. It's only taken me 3 months to get there. Eventually, you know, there'll be, I feel like I just keep grinding, you know, just keep streaming, people will show up. If I'm not too annoying, maybe they'll hang out and come back again. Thanks for following, man. All right, I think I see what happened here. So U2, this is U2's user, but U3 updated it, which does make sense because that's what would happen in the flow. But, and is that at the right time? So let me go back to that. I'm gonna open the game in a new tab, and all right, U2 created the game because they said, hey, let's play. When that happened, we created 2 users. U2 played right out of the gate, and then U3. See, U3 didn't update. They didn't update their own record. I think something's wrong with the flow. Let's take a look. You know, I could can I debug this as a, maybe I can debug as this record, which should have been run. Oops, I don't need those. I got too many tabs. If I debug this, what number was that? All right, now wait a second. That was, here's player 16. There is no player move record. What? Wait a second. Let's go. Where's our debug here? Does that make sense? We should have 2 moves, but where is the other? Oh, we created 2 moves for the same player. Yep. This is wrong. This is not what we want. It's make a move. I think that is that's off. How did that? Let's rerun this. So this was, This was the player move record that was created. It was created by user 3, but it was related to player 15, which is user 2. How did I do that? Make a move. The RPS arena awaits you. What is your move, user? And then we create the move. And this should have been passed in from the All right, I think I see the problem, but now we gotta like isolate this, and I think that means we should probably rerun it again. All right, let me trash the data that we don't need in here, and we'll play it again, but we'll kind of slow play it and see. Well, before we even do that, let's see. That is, I think what may have happened is we're showing the wrong record to the user. So they're going in and clicking on the player 2 record when they really need to click on the player. I was recently accepted for creating with DALL-E 2. That sounds cool. What does that mean? What's DALL-E 2? Hello, my name is. Let's see here. So I think this is what's coming in wrong, or either it's not that this is what's coming in wrong. It's where the user has the wrong record to click into. All right, I'm going to trash the data, and we are going to rerun it here. Execute on. Yep. All right, so there goes all my data. Refresh again. Let's log in as our. I didn't change that yet. I don't want to change any of the flows yet. I'm pretty sure it's the make a move flow that's. It's not even the make a move flow that's wrong. I think it's like the list view that's wrong. That's allowing our user to click into the wrong thing, which might beg the question: maybe our player records should be read, not read all, and should not be a master detail with the. Yeah, but the downside of that is. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Never mind. We don't want to. I don't think we want to open up that restriction because if you, as a user, you've got to be able to see. DALL-E 2 is an AI that generates very accurate images from almost any prompt, but some it won't accept because it can't generate because of. Oh, very cool. And I got to look this up. What's DALL-E 2? Oh, I think I feel like I saw this. I think Google had. I think I feel like I stumbled on something similar that they just maybe it's the same. I don't know if it's the same code base or libraries or whatever, but yes, this is wild, man. It's frighteningly accurate and intelligent. I take I do I do photos in on the side sometimes. I'm totally amateur, but I stumbled on this and was thinking like, wow, like someday photographers are not going to be necessary. I could just put a couch in the photo that I took if I want to have a couch in it. That's great that you got in on this. Are you are you a student, or is your day job in the AI space, and are you just looking to play with the library, or are you going to use it for for some bigger purposes? Stuff is nuts. Hey, paint me a fox that looks like a Monet picture. I wish I knew what that Google Images AI. Yeah, this was it. Yeah, Imogen. You've probably seen this too. I think it was almost the same stuff. Right? Maybe they're the same. Are they the same project, just with different labels on top of them? Stuff is wild, man. Meanwhile, I'm just building stupid games on Salesforce. You got some legit pursuits with this stuff. Yeah, Imogen.research.google. I literally just stumbled on somebody shared this at work the other day, and it also like kind of boggled my mind. Crayon. Oh, all right, cool. It's like they're showing up in droves, right? I see Dolly Mini. Gotcha. I want to see a let's see a frog on a goat. All right, it's got to go do some thinking. I'll let that cook on the side. I could probably figure out some goofy stuff to do through Salesforce with these with this also. Dolly 2 is so much faster. Do you do you have to host? Does Dolly 2 just run locally on your machine, or is it a like is it an app that you can that has an API that you can tap into, or how's that all work? Web, cool. Yeah, Crayon does take a. Oh, there we go. Get out of there. Let's see, frog on a goat. Well, that might be a goat under there. This one's a little. It's like poor Kermit. That might be goat-like. I'll buy it. How about frog with a red hat? Let that one cook in the background for a second. Meanwhile, debugging my goofy thing over here. Let's see. Very cool, man. This stuff is wild. I can't believe how much this has evolved, and will probably just continue to do so. It's just whoops. I want to leave that open. Oh, that's Imogen. This is Dolly. Hey, look at that. Wow. Those are frogs with red hats. Some of them more deranged than others, but the fact that it even came up with the fact that it even came up with 9 pictures that looks something like a frog, and I mean they all look like a frog. There's no doubt. It's just the application of said hat is interesting across the board, but I don't know, man. Our robot overlords are coming, and they're going to automatically generate all of our entertainment and art for us. That will be their gentle first step into the takeover of the human race. I look forward to being a pet. Very wild. Very cool. Thanks for sharing that. All right, let's try to figure out why we're blowing up here. Okay, so I'm going to log in as this user. All right, rock, paper, scissors. Photo. All I need to say is photorealistic. All right. You know, of course. Just got to be more specific. Probably could say what, like impressionist painting, or cave art style. Mostly frog with Christmas hats. I like that. Let's see. I'm going to have you two start a new rock, paper, scissors game with user 3. And user 2 is going to play rock. There we go. All right. User 3 has been summoned to battle. Let's see, what did I get here yet? Oh, it's not done with my photorealistic frog yet. Oh, I gotta log back in here. This is the... All right, did a little... Oops, come back. I did a little better. Took some liberties with the with the face on a couple of these guys, but not too bad. Not too bad. Stanley Yelnats. Oh, Holes. I read that book with my older son. Oh, there you go. There's your secret code code name. Let's see here. Oh, we got a log. All right, so we logged. User 2 started a rock, paper, scissors battle with user 3. Now user 3 is gonna log in, and we're gonna figure out why this. So, this is the battle. This is the game that we're. You know what I think I did? Honestly, I think I did what I didn't want to do, which is, I think I came in here. It was already played, and I played make a move from here. So that's definitely something we're gonna tweak this whole UI and put something custom in front of it. But let me go into my actual record. Probably could do some dynamic action around those list views, so it doesn't, you can't replay it. How do you use this to make rock, paper, scissors? This makes no sense. Yeah. Well, we created a. No wonder saying 2 hours. Yeah, man. It's something that could be built in 20 minutes with a few lines of code in a console. Takes a little longer on this platform, But we had to build a data model for like what are we gonna track, right? We want to have a little bit of state management. So like when a user logs in, they could see like, oh, you've been invited to like 6 different rock paper scissors games, and here's who you're battling each time. And this person played something, this person played something, and then you just go pick what you played, and it tells you whether or not you won. So my brain is going to a place of like, now I want this to like be able to generate like rock paper scissors tournaments for like entire companies to come in and find out who's the rock paper scissors winner. And I don't know, maybe that's the future of how companies pick lunch or something. So but you're right, that's why it's called, you can't do that on Salesforce, because it's like super corny stuff. Could be built in way faster ways, but simply to prove a point that let's put weird stuff on this platform and have a good time doing it, and have people like you show up and they show off super cool stuff that's like way more advanced than stupid rock paper scissors that I'm working on. I really want to find a way. Now of course I'm like, oh, how do I integrate, like how do I call this API from Salesforce and get photorealistic frogs with red hats, and I don't know, do something with that. Haven't made it that far, but we'll figure something out. Let's see here. So this is, whoops. Looks like there was a problem. Ooh, that's weird. What is going on? Oh, those were my old records. Never mind. I'm looking at the wrong, I got too many tabs here. Way too many tabs. This is where I was. This is where I want to play. I want to make a move here. And I'll play scissors so I can lose. And we're missing some stuff there that we need to try to implement crayon on Salesforce. Probably would just be me like building some front end that does absolutely nothing but frame in the crayon application. I doubt I would get very far with any of that. All right, let's see. Did this finish? Yes. All right, it worked now. Hallelujah. Let's see. Let's go back to our game. The game is over. User U2 was the winner. U2 was the loser. 20 years later. That's going to be a lot of streams. Just 2 hours at a time, me scratching my head and wondering, what am I doing? What have I done with my life? Why did I choose this Salesforce platform to build this thing on? All right. Winner, user 2 is a winner, user 3 is a loser. We got Rock to populate here. Who am I logged in as right now? Okay, I'm logged in as user 3. All right, cool. So all of that happened in the right context with the right user. They can see what they need to see. They can see who played what, and cool, that worked. So the whole point of all of that was to make sure that our permission sets and our security and visibility was working the way it needed to, so that one player couldn't sneak on another player and see their move in the background. So Yahoo, that works. We didn't get through our to-do list quite as far as I had planned on today, but what did we do today? We didn't get to tournament play. We did create the RPS user permission set. I'll call that one done. I probably should pull down our changes so we can get them in the repo. Yep, do that. And I'm going to save that just because we've got a few scripts that we can call as we work through this. And what else did we do? I think if anything, we learned that we should build some flow, or not build some flow, we should build some UI for the arena in place of these flows. And lock things down a little bit. Okay, let's see. So I'm in as user 3, and I can see that I was defeated by user 2 here. That was the game that we just played. I can go into that record and get full account of what happened. And cool. All right, victory or defeat, as it were in this case. So let me log out here, which is going to probably make me log out of the whole system. Yep, that is really annoying. And then if I were to just update this permissions one last time, I don't think our end users need access to the outcome data because it only gets used in the system context of that flow. So there's probably no reason to share it. So I would say we take these away. Just squeeze all the privileges out so users can't see nothing that they don't need to see. All right, so we got not quite as far because of the little bit of hiccup there, but let me pull one more time here. Oh, closing in on my bedtime. Hello, my name is me. I'm an old person, and I have to get myself to bed on the East Coast here before I turn into a pumpkin. Thanks so much for hanging out and stumbling on the stream. I'm glad the programming tag caught somebody else. I'm glad you were able to come on and show off this cool stuff. That this Dolly library is pretty interesting stuff, man. I wish you good luck in figuring out how to get this thing working. And maybe if we're both online again sometime, check us out. I'll be doing boring stuff on Salesforce, and I look forward to seeing what way cooler stuff you're doing on the with the Dolly platform. I'm gonna sign off. Stream's always recorded and on YouTube. And tomorrow, hey, it only gets worse from here. Hello, my name is on Wednesday nights we build rock paper scissors. On Thursday nights we build Monopoly, and that one's a little more complicated, and it's far more complicated when we build it on Salesforce because why not? So thanks for hanging out, and I will see folks on Thursday.